For 3 long years she had walked the streets of Earth. At first, people thought she was a strange rumor, a trick of the mind, or maybe an alien invasion. But soon, there was no doubt she was real. The alien mother, as humans had come to call her, was no ordinary visitor. Her skin shimmered with a soft silver glow that reflected the sun and moon alike. Her eyes, deep and radiant, seemed to see into the very soul of anyone she met. She moved with a calm grace, and every step she took felt deliberate, like she was measuring the world and everyone in it. She knocked on doors. Hundreds, thousands, and now millions of doors had felt her gentle touch. She did not speak in human words, but when she was near, people felt emotions they could not explain. Hope, longing, curiosity, even fear. Some said they could hear whispers in their minds, words they did not understand, yet somehow meaningful. Children ran to greet her, their laughter filling the air as if they understood that she was no threat. Adults hesitated, their hearts torn between fear of the unknown and fascination with her presence. Governments watched, unable to capture her or even communicate effectively. She simply moved from place to place, always searching, always knocking. The first few years were chaotic. News outlets spread stories of miraculous healings and strange visions. People who had been sick for years found themselves cured after she touched them, though she never lingered long. Crops that had failed for decades suddenly grew tall and strong after she passed nearby, and yet she never stayed in one place for too long. She was looking for something, or someone, but no one knew what. It was clear to everyone watching that she was not a conqueror. She did not demand obedience or wealth. She did not seek power. She only knocked, and every knock carried the same question, unspoken but clear. Where is the one? She did not judge the world by nations, money, or weapons. Instead, she judged by something far more subtle, the human spirit. In cities where cruelty and selfishness ruled, she moved on quickly. In villages where people helped one another despite poverty, she lingered. In homes filled with laughter, love, and courage, her glowing eyes softened. Some scientists tried to study her. They built devices to track her energy, measure her power, or communicate with her. But she was always one step ahead, walking away before any answers could be forced. Even in small ways, humans became more thoughtful, kinder, and braver. Children shared their toys more readily, strangers helped one another without hesitation, and entire communities organized to improve their neighborhoods. They did not understand why they were changing, only that she had inspired it. The alien mother was more than a visitor. She was a mirror, showing humanity its potential. Some doors she knocked on opened immediately. Old women invited her in for tea, curious about her shimmering skin and glowing eyes. Young men ran away, terrified of what they could not understand. Sometimes, the knock was met with hostility. Soldiers or police confronted her, but she never raised her hands in anger. Instead, she radiated calm and patience, as if judging whether fear or aggression was stronger than courage and curiosity. Most often, she moved on. She did not need permission or approval. She only needed the right heart. Those who came into contact with her noticed patterns. She lingered longer where people showed bravery without expectation of reward, where kindness was chosen over convenience, where creativity and thoughtfulness bloomed even in harsh circumstances. A young boy who rescued a trapped animal without thinking of himself might see her pause at his door. A woman caring for her elderly father, sacrificing sleep and comfort, might feel her gaze linger. And yet, she passed over countless others, leaving them untouched, moving silently to the next home, the next street, the next town. Over time, she became a symbol. People speculated endlessly about her motives. Was she a god, a scientist, a traveler from a distant world studying humans? Was she testing them? Saving them? Judging them? Every theory seemed to fall short because none could capture the truth. She was not here to punish or reward. She was here to find the one. Some of the most remarkable encounters happened in quiet, unassuming places. In a small village tucked between mountains, a woman had devoted her life to helping others. When the alien mother knocked on her door, the woman offered a warm meal and a smile, though she had little to give. The alien mother lingered, touching the woman's hands with her own glowing fingers. The woman felt a warmth that spread from her hands to her heart. She felt a sudden clarity, an understanding that life was bigger than her struggles. Then the alien mother moved on, leaving the woman to wonder whether she had dreamed the encounter. In cities, the encounters were more dramatic. People crowded around her, some reaching out to touch her, others trying to force answers. One night, a fire broke out in a 10-story apartment building. She appeared at the edge of the flames, moving through smoke and heat as if she were part of the fire itself. People watching described her as floating rather than walking. She touched the hands of those trapped, and slowly, one by one, they found safety. When the last person was safe, she vanished into the shadows, leaving the crowd in awe and disbelief. Her presence inspired legends, songs, and art. Writers attempted to describe her, painters tried to capture her glow, and musicians composed melodies they claimed were inspired by her. Children told stories of seeing a mother from the stars, a being of light and hope who visited them at night. Even governments started to recognize that she could not be contained, studied, or predicted. Yet despite all the stories, miracles, and wonders, the alien mother's search remained incomplete. She knocked, touched, healed, and left, always moving forward. And always, there was a sense of quiet urgency. She was searching for someone who was not necessarily the strongest, the smartest, or the bravest, but someone whose heart and mind carried something unique, something profoundly human. The world began to speculate on who might be the one. Children guessed it might be another child, like themselves. Adults imagined a hero, someone capable of great deeds. Scientists hoped it was a mind capable of understanding the universe, and yet nobody could truly know. The alien mother did not choose through wealth, fame, or position. She chose through something invisible, something that could not be measured by any human instrument. Even after 3 years, humans were still learning from her. Some who had once been selfish or cruel found themselves changed forever after a single knock at their door. Some who had felt hopeless discovered courage they did not know they possessed. Entire communities worked together in ways they had never done before, inspired not by fear, but by the possibility that one human could embody the best of humanity. Children began to follow her silently, hoping to see her glow, to feel her warmth, and to understand her mission. Adults, once skeptical, sometimes left gifts or food, or simply opened their doors with kindness. Humanity itself began to show the alien mother that it could rise to challenges, protect one another, and grow beyond its own limitations. And, somewhere, in her glowing eyes, there was hope. Hope that among all the humans on Earth, there was one who could carry her legacy forward. One who could inspire, heal, and guide. One who could take what she had discovered and teach it to others. One who could embody the very best of humanity. As the sun rose on another city, she walked to the next door. She knocked gently, feeling the pulse of the world beneath her hands. Somewhere beyond the walls, someone would open the door, someone whose heart would shine brighter than all the rest. And when that day came, the alien mother's journey would be complete. But until then, she would keep walking, keep knocking, and keep searching. Every knock was a story. Every door held a secret, and every human she encountered had the chance to rise to the moment, to show her the courage, kindness, and creativity that made humanity truly special. For 3 years she had searched, and the world had begun to change because of her. And though no one could predict it, somewhere in the vastness of Earth, the one waited, unknowingly ready to meet the mother from the stars. The alien mother had walked the Earth for 3 years, knocking on millions of doors. Yet her search had grown more urgent. People had begun to understand that her presence was not random. She passed over greed, cruelty, and indifference. lingering only where the human spirit shone brightest. Some began to call her a savior, others a judge, and some simply whispered her name in awe. Yet the truth remained. She was looking for the one, and she would not stop until she found them. It was in small, quiet towns and forgotten corners of cities where her impact became most visible. She moved slowly, deliberately, and sometimes her arrival was preceded by strange phenomena. Flowers bloomed in barren soil, sick children laughed as though they were well, and small fires extinguished themselves without explanation. But it was the people who mattered most. Their choices, their courage, their kindness, and their empathy were the keys to her search. One evening in a town surrounded by mountains, a terrible storm broke out. Rivers swelled, trees fell, and lightning struck without mercy. In a modest home near the riverbank, a young mother struggled to keep her children safe. She was exhausted, drenched, and terrified, yet she never hesitated. When the alien mother knocked at her door, the woman did not recoil. She welcomed her silently, understanding that this visitor was not ordinary. She offered what little food she had and tried to comfort her children. The alien mother's eyes glowed softly, reflecting the courage and selflessness in the mother's heart. For a brief moment, the storm seemed to pause. The raging river slowed as if listening to the quiet bravery of one human woman. In another part of the world, a boy of 10 saw his neighborhood under threat from fire. Flames spread quickly, and people panicked. The boy ran from house to house, warning neighbors, helping the elderly carry possessions. He did not know why he acted so fearlessly, but when the alien mother appeared, standing at the edge of the burning street, he felt a calm resolve fill him. She did not speak, yet he understood that his courage mattered, that his choices were seen, and that he could make a difference. Her presence inspired him to act even faster, guiding him with a quiet, invisible hand. As her journey continued, she tested humans in ways subtle yet profound. She knocked on the doors of the greedy, the cruel, and the indifferent, waiting to see if any spark of goodness remained. Some cowered or lashed out, confirming what she already knew. Others hesitated, torn between selfishness and morality. And a few, unexpectedly, chose compassion. A soldier might spare a defeated enemy. A businessman might share his fortune with the needy. A teacher might risk their safety to save a student. Each act of selflessness, no matter how small, glowed in her eyes like a star in the night sky. The media had grown fascinated with her. News channels reported on her movements, and social media exploded with sightings and stories. People debated endlessly. Was she alien, divine, or simply a mirror showing humanity its own potential? Despite the constant attention, she remained beyond reach. Scientists tried to track her, governments tried to capture her, but she was always just beyond their grasp, moving silently, observing, and evaluating. In cities, her presence inspired moments of unity and heroism. One night, a fire erupted in a skyscraper. People panicked, trapped on high floors. She appeared outside, glowing like a beacon. Residents watched in disbelief as she seemed to float up the building, moving through smoke and flames. With her touch, panic faded. Strangers helped each other calmly, guided by a courage they did not know they had. She moved from person to person, silently showing them how to save lives. By morning, everyone was safe, and yet she vanished without a trace. People spoke for years about the night they saw a mother from the stars saving them all, yet no one could say exactly how it happened. She did not teach with words, only with example and presence. Children who met her learned to care for others without being told. Adults discovered patience, bravery, and empathy in ways that surprised them. Communities began to organize, helping the sick, feeding the hungry, and protecting the weak. They did not fully understand why, but the alien mother's presence had awakened something extraordinary in them. A belief that humanity could rise above fear and selfishness. Yet not all humans were ready. In some towns, fear and greed ruled. She knocked, and doors opened to suspicion, anger, and violence. People tried to capture her, believing that she could grant them power or secrets of the universe. Soldiers surrounded her. Scientists tried to trap her with technology, and criminals plotted to exploit her, but she never fought. Instead, she radiated calm, showing that courage and wisdom could outshine aggression and greed. Those who witnessed this often found themselves inspired, realizing that true strength lay in restraint, empathy, and intelligence, not in force or dominance. Over time, people began to understand that her search was not for the strongest or the most intelligent, but for someone rare, someone whose heart carried courage, kindness, and creativity in equal measure. Parents told their children to be brave and generous, hoping they might catch the attention of the visitor from the stars. Teachers encouraged students to think beyond themselves, to help others without expectation. Communities slowly changed their ways, not for reward, but because they sensed that the alien mother's presence demanded the best of them. It was in a small mountain village that her search began to feel closer to an end. A girl, no older than 12, showed a calm wisdom far beyond her years. When the alien mother knocked on her door, the girl greeted her without fear, offering a warm smile and sharing her meager meal. She did not ask questions or demand answers. She treated the visitor as a friend, not a miracle or a threat. The alien mother's eyes glowed brighter than ever before. She lingered longer, observing the girl's gentle courage and thoughtful heart. The girl's life was not easy. She had seen hardship, loss, and struggle, yet she had not allowed these challenges to harden her heart. She cared for her younger siblings, helped neighbors without complaint, and treated animals with compassion. When disaster struck in her village, a landslide that threatened homes, she acted decisively, helping others to safety. The alien mother watched, knowing that this human's heart contained the rare combination she had been seeking. But her journey was not over yet. The girl was only one spark among billions, and the world was vast. The alien mother continued to knock on doors, testing, observing, and inspiring. She visited remote islands, bustling cities, deserts, and forests. Everywhere she went, humans were challenged, sometimes by circumstance, sometimes by moral choices. Each act of bravery, empathy, or ingenuity was recorded in her glowing eyes, shining like stars that only she could see. People began to sense that something extraordinary was happening. Stories spread of miraculous rescues, sudden healings, and acts of heroism inspired by her silent presence. Children whispered tales of a mother from the stars, and adults began to act more generously and bravely in their daily lives. Communities rallied together in ways they never had before, driven by a sense that humanity itself was being tested and that every choice mattered. The alien mother's influence grew quietly but powerfully. She did not command or order, she simply inspired. People learned to rise to challenges they had never thought they could face. Strangers helped each other without expectation. The weak found strength. The frightened found courage. The selfish discovered compassion. And somewhere in this quiet revolution of human spirit, the one awaited, unknowingly preparing to meet the visitor who had walked the earth for 3 years. For every knock she made, there was a story. For every door she touched, there was a lesson. For every human she observed, there was hope. Her presence reminded people that they were capable of greatness, that kindness and courage mattered, and that even in the darkest moments, the human spirit could shine brightly. And though her search continued, there was a growing sense among those who had encountered her that the world itself was changing. Humanity was beginning to rise to the challenges she placed before them, showing bravery, empathy, and ingenuity in ways that amazed even the alien mother. She moved forward, quietly, deliberately, knocking on another door as the sun set over the mountains. Somewhere beyond the walls, someone would answer, someone whose heart and mind might be the one. And when that day came, the journey that had spanned the earth for 3 years would reach its climax. But until then, she walked, she observed, and she inspired, leaving a trail of hope and courage in her wake. Humans had begun to understand, even if only partially, that greatness was not found in power, wealth, or fear. It was found in choices, in actions, in the courage to do what was right, even when it was hard. And through every knock, every visit, every moment of quiet observation, the alien mother showed them the extraordinary potential that lay within each human heart. For 3 years, she had walked. For 3 years, she had knocked. And for 3 years, humanity had grown in ways that could not be measured by any tool, observed by any machine, or predicted by any theory. Somewhere, the one awaited. Somewhere, the culmination of her journey was drawing near, and the world would never be the same. The alien mother had walked the earth for 3 long years, and now her journey was reaching a crucial stage. She had knocked on countless doors, testing the courage, kindness, and ingenuity of humans. She had inspired heroes, healed the sick, and guided communities to act with unity and selflessness. But she had not yet found the one. The girl in the mountain village, the child whose heart shone brighter than most, had captured her attention. Unlike others, she showed no fear of the unknown. She did not seek rewards or recognition. She simply acted with compassion, courage, and wisdom beyond her years. The alien mother paused at her door, feeling a pull stronger than anything she had experienced before. There was something extraordinary about this human, something rare that could shape the future of not just Earth, but perhaps the universe itself. The girl, unaware of the full weight of her role, greeted the alien mother with a warm smile. She offered her home, her food, and her trust without hesitation. She did not ask questions, did not demand explanations, and did not recoil from the being that had been the subject of global fascination for years. To the alien mother, this simple act of openness was a signal of purity and readiness. She had found someone whose heart was prepared to receive knowledge, power, and responsibility. But the world around them had not yet caught up to this revelation. Governments had noticed the unusual patterns in her movements, the miraculous events following her visits, and the rise in human courage and cooperation. Fearful that she might hold secrets or abilities that could not be controlled, they began to take action. Soldiers armed with advanced technology approached the village. They demanded to see the girl and capture the alien mother. Yet the girl was not afraid. When the soldiers arrived, she stepped forward, calm and steady. She spoke to them not with words, but with actions. She guided the frightened villagers to safety, inspired them to work together, and showed courage in the face of danger. The alien mother observed silently, her eyes glowing brighter as she witnessed humanity's potential manifest in this single act. The soldiers, taken aback by the unity and bravery around them, hesitated. They had expected chaos and fear, but instead, they found communities acting with wisdom, strategy, and empathy. The alien mother's presence had awakened something extraordinary in humans. They were no longer passive or selfish. They were thinking, cooperating, and risking themselves for others. And in this display of courage, the alien mother recognized the final test, not just individual bravery, but the collective strength of humanity when inspired by a single heart.
As the night fell, the alien mother revealed more of herself than she had before.
Her voice, soft and melodic, filled the air, carrying words that humans could understand. She spoke of distant stars, ancient civilizations, and the responsibility that came with great knowledge. She explained that her search had been for someone capable of carrying a legacy of stewardship, not just over Earth, but potentially over the galaxy. She had sought not strength or intelligence or power, but a rare combination of empathy, courage, and creativity that humans alone could embody. The girl listened with wide eyes, absorbing every word. She realized that her actions, though simple in her mind, had mattered in ways she could not have imagined. She had saved lives, helped communities, and acted with integrity, not knowing that each choice was part of a test the alien mother had designed. And now she understood the weight of the role she was being called to play. Other humans who had witnessed the events began to see the truth as well. They had thought the alien mother was a threat, a miracle, or a mystery beyond understanding. but now they saw that she had been a guide, a teacher, and an observer, showing humanity its own potential. The soldiers, scientists, and leaders who had approached with fear now understood that the alien mother's purpose was not to dominate or control, but to inspire and select. The girl's bravery and compassion had illuminated the best qualities in others. People who had acted selfishly began to change. Communities that had been divided came together. Even those who had doubted themselves found courage in the example set by the girl and the presence of the alien mother.
Humanity was rising to meet a standard set not by force or fear, but by heart and integrity.
In the following days, the alien mother guided the girl through challenges designed to reveal the depth of her character. Together, they helped rebuild homes destroyed by storms, organized communities to protect the vulnerable, and mediated conflicts that had festered for years. Each task required not just courage, but wisdom, empathy, and creativity. The girl rose to every occasion, demonstrating the qualities the alien mother had been seeking all along. Through these trials, the girl's understanding of humanity deepened. She realized that leadership was not about power, but about responsibility. She saw that even small acts of kindness could ripple outward, inspiring others to act with courage and integrity. The alien mother showed her visions of what could be achieved when humans embraced their potential. Societies built on cooperation, innovation, and empathy. A planet protected not by fear, but by love, and a species capable of reaching the stars without losing the qualities that made it unique. The villagers watched as the girl and the alien mother worked together. They marveled at the girl's courage and clarity, understanding that she was chosen for a reason. The lessons she learned and the example she set began to spread beyond the village. Nearby towns and cities adopted similar practices of cooperation, care, and innovation. The influence of the alien mother, channeled through the girl, began to transform the world quietly but powerfully. As time passed, the alien mother revealed that her mission was nearing completion. The one had been found. The girl, through her actions and heart, had demonstrated the rare combination of qualities necessary to carry forward the legacy the alien mother had sought. She had shown bravery without arrogance, kindness without expectation, and creativity without ego. She had inspired others to rise above fear and selfishness, proving that humanity could be trusted with the knowledge and responsibility of the wider universe. Yet the journey was not yet over. The alien mother explained that being the one was not a destination, but a beginning. The girl would need to continue to inspire, guide, and lead, helping humanity realize its potential on a global scale. She would carry the lessons of courage, empathy, and creativity into the future, teaching others not through force but through example. The girl accepted this responsibility with humility. She understood that greatness was not about personal glory, but about lifting others and helping humanity rise to meet its own potential. The alien mother's choice was not arbitrary. It was a recognition of the extraordinary qualities that could exist in even the smallest human heart. The world continued to watch in awe as the alien mother and the girl worked together. Communities healed, disasters were mitigated, and acts of courage and kindness became more frequent. People began to believe that perhaps humanity was capable of more than they had ever imagined. The girl, guided by the alien mother, became a symbol of hope, demonstrating that a single human could embody the very best qualities of the species and inspire others to do the same. Finally, after days of observation, guidance, and quiet teaching, the alien mother confirmed that the one had truly been found. She had seen the strength of humanity reflected in a single humble heart. The girl's actions had proven that humans were capable of extraordinary courage, kindness, and wisdom when inspired and guided by the right example. And yet, the alien mother remained humble. She did not seek fame or recognition. Her purpose had always been to guide and inspire, to show humanity that greatness was not measured by power or wealth, but by heart, mind, and spirit. Through her journey, she had revealed the hidden potential in countless humans, transforming the world quietly and profoundly. As the girl stood beside her, the alien mother looked out at the horizon. She saw not just a village or a town, but a world beginning to awaken. Humans were learning to rise to challenges, to act with courage and kindness, and to embrace the qualities that made them unique. The girl, chosen for her extraordinary heart, would continue this work, carrying forward the lessons and inspiration the alien mother had shared. And somewhere, beyond the mountains and seas, the stars waited. The alien mother had shown humanity its potential, and through the One, that potential could be realized on a cosmic scale. She had found what she had been searching for, yet the story was only beginning. The girl would grow, teach, and guide, proving that even in a vast and often chaotic universe, a single human heart could make a difference. The alien mother knew that her journey was nearly complete. She had tested humanity, inspired courage and kindness, and finally found the one who could carry forward her legacy. The girl's journey would continue, but the world would never be the same. Humanity had glimpsed its own potential, and through the One, it could rise to meet challenges it had never imagined. And so, the alien mother prepared to take the next step. Her purpose on Earth was almost fulfilled, and the One was ready. The future of humanity, bright and full of promise, waited to be shaped by courage, empathy, and creativity. The very qualities that had drawn her across the stars in search of the human who could embody them all. The day had come when the alien mother's journey across Earth was nearing its end. For 3 long years, she had walked the streets, knocked on millions of doors, and observed humanity in every corner of the world. She had healed the sick, guided the lost, inspired courage, and revealed the hidden strength within people. And now, at last, she had found the One. The girl in the mountain village had proven herself in ways no human had before. Her courage had saved lives, her kindness had healed hearts, and her creativity had solved problems no one else could. She had inspired communities to rise together, proving that a single human could influence many. The alien mother watched her, glowing eyes reflecting pride, hope, and a quiet relief. Humanity had passed the final test. News of her presence had spread far beyond the village. People in cities, towns, and remote villages had begun to see subtle changes in themselves. They acted with more empathy, courage, and cooperation. Children shared more freely. Adults helped strangers without expectation, and entire communities organized to protect the weak and vulnerable. Humanity was awakening, not through fear or force, but through example and inspiration. Yet, not everyone understood. Some governments still feared her, thinking she might hold secrets or power that could threaten their control. Soldiers approached, hoping to contain or capture her. Scientists tried to study her, hoping to uncover the truth of her nature. But she was beyond their reach. She did not act through domination or power. Her strength lay in the subtle, unseen influence she carried, the ability to inspire the best qualities in humans. The girl stood beside her, calm and unafraid even as these forces gathered. She had grown through trials and challenges, learning patience, courage, and leadership. She guided villagers and strangers alike, showing them how to act with wisdom, empathy, and bravery. Her presence alone calmed fear and encouraged cooperation. Soldiers who had expected resistance or conflict now found themselves hesitating, seeing the strength and unity that a single human heart could inspire. The alien mother spoke to the girl, her voice soft, melodic, and clear. She explained the full purpose of her journey. She had sought someone capable of carrying a legacy, a responsibility that reached beyond Earth, beyond humans, even beyond the stars. The One would not only guide humanity, but also teach them to rise to challenges with courage, kindness, and creativity. The alien mother's choice was not made lightly. She had watched humanity for years, testing them, observing their strengths and weaknesses. The girl had demonstrated a rare combination of qualities that no other human had shown. The girl listened with wide eyes. She understood that her actions had mattered more than she had realized. Her courage, kindness, and wisdom had been seen, measured, and valued. The responsibility she was being given was immense, yet she did not falter. She understood that greatness was not about power, glory, or recognition, but about lifting others, inspiring communities, and guiding humanity toward its potential. Communities that had been touched by the alien mother's presence began to act with renewed purpose. People helped neighbors, rebuilt homes, destroyed by storms, and shared knowledge and resources without hesitation. Acts of bravery and kindness multiplied, spreading across regions, cities, and countries. Humanity was beginning to rise to the standard set by the alien mother's example and the girl's leadership. In one remarkable instance, a town facing severe flooding came together under the girl's guidance. Children, elders, and adults worked side by side to build barriers, rescue stranded families, and care for animals in danger. The alien mother observed silently, her glowing eyes reflecting pride. What she saw was not just individual courage, but the collective strength of humanity, inspired by hope and compassion. She learned that true guidance did not come from orders or power, but from example, empathy, and wisdom. She began to teach others, showing them how to act with courage in the face of danger, how to care for the vulnerable, and how to solve problems with creativity and cooperation. Her influence began to extend beyond her village, reaching towns and cities through stories, actions, and shared experiences. The world began to notice. People who had once doubted themselves or others found inspiration in the girl's actions. Governments and leaders began to cooperate rather than compete. Communities that had been divided came together. Individuals who had felt powerless discovered their own potential. The presence of the alien mother and the guidance of the girl had awakened humanity in ways no one could have predicted. Finally, the alien mother prepared to depart. Her mission on Earth was complete. She had found the one and had inspired humanity to embrace its best qualities. Yet she did not leave quietly. She shared gifts with humanity. Seeds of knowledge, technology, and understanding that could help them thrive without destroying their planet or each other. These gifts were not simply tools or devices. They were lessons, ideas, and inspiration. Things humans could use to elevate their civilization responsibly. The girl stood at her side as the alien mother prepared to leave. She understood that her journey was just beginning. She would continue to guide humanity, inspired by the lessons and vision the alien mother had shared. She would teach others not through fear or power, but through example, showing that courage, empathy, and creativity were the true measures of greatness. Before departing, the alien mother left a final message. She spoke of the stars, of civilizations that had risen and fallen, and of the potential that humanity held. She reminded the girl that the future was not fixed. It could be shaped by choices, by actions, and by the courage and kindness of individuals. Humanity could rise to greatness, but only if they embraced the qualities that made them unique. As she vanished into the sky, leaving a trail of shimmering light, the girl felt a sense of calm and determination. She had been chosen, yes, but she also understood that her role was not about power or privilege. It was about responsibility, inspiration, and the quiet, steady work of helping others rise to their potential. The world watched in awe. Across continents, people noticed changes, small at first, then growing rapidly. Communities worked together to rebuild after disasters. Children shared their knowledge and creativity. Adults helped strangers without expectation. Acts of courage and kindness multiplied, spreading from person to person, town to town, country to country. Humanity was beginning to understand that they could rise to challenges with wisdom, empathy, and bravery. The girl became a symbol not just of the alien mother's choice, but of humanity's potential. She did not seek fame. She did not demand attention. She simply acted with integrity, courage, and compassion, showing others that greatness was accessible to everyone willing to rise to the moment. Years passed, and the world continued to change. The lessons she had learned from the alien mother were shared, taught, and acted upon. Communities became stronger, more united, and more resilient. humanity began to understand that true power was not in domination or fear, but in courage, empathy, and creativity, the qualities that had drawn the alien mother to Earth in the first place. The girl, now older, continued her work with the same humility and wisdom she had shown as a child. She guided humans to cooperate across nations, to care for their planet, and to embrace innovation responsibly. Through her, the spirit of the alien mother lived on, shaping humanity's future. Some nights people claimed to see a shimmer in the sky, a faint glow, moving silently above the clouds. Children whispered that it was the alien mother watching from afar, proud of what humanity had become. Adults smiled, knowing that the visitor from the stars had chosen wisely and that the lessons she had imparted were changing the world. The Earth, once a place of chaos, fear, and selfishness, began to shine with the light of courage, kindness, and creativity. Humanity had been tested, inspired, and guided, and through the one, the girl who had embodied the best qualities of the species, the potential of humans had been revealed to the universe. The alien mother's journey had ended, but her legacy continued. She had walked across Earth for 3 years, knocking on millions of doors, observing, inspiring, and teaching. She had shown humanity that greatness was not about power, knowledge, or wealth, but about choices, actions, and heart. And she had found the one, the human who could guide the rest, inspire change, and carry her legacy into the future. As the stars shone above, the girl stood on a mountain peak, looking out over the villages, towns, and cities she had helped inspire. She felt the weight of responsibility, yes, but also the hope and promise of what humanity could achieve. The world was hers to guide, not as a ruler, but as a teacher, a symbol, and a friend. And somewhere beyond the stars, the alien mother watched her mission complete. She had found the one, and through that choice, humanity had glimpsed its own potential. The universe was vast, mysterious, and full of challenges, but Earth now had a heart, a guide, and a spark that could carry its people forward. The girl smiled, knowing that the journey was far from over. Humanity had been awakened, inspired, and tested. They had proven that courage, kindness, and creativity could shine even in the darkest moments, and with these qualities, they could rise not just to survive, but to thrive, to explore, to inspire, and to create a future worthy of the stars themselves. And so, with a calm heart and unwavering resolve, the girl began her work, ready to guide humanity into a new era. A world where courage, kindness, and ingenuity would define the species, and where the legacy of the alien mother would live on forever.